get the one. Evening it out 1-1 here against GEEK Fam after what we saw from the previous game as we go into the land of Dawn in game number 2.
All right, starting this off 0-1. GEEK Fam in the lead. Can they do it again, Renmar?
Well, they have the lineup for it, but this time it's not going to be as one-sided in the early game as we saw from game number 1. BLACKLIST International have the right tools to sort of mitigate or minimize the damage that a snowballing GEEK Fam can potentially dish out. But as we were talking about earlier here, you're already seeing aggression from the two roamers. Now Renijay feels a little bit more comfortable going a little bit deeper behind enemy lines, and Baloyski's just continuing what he did from game number 1.
Yeah, I mean, you can't do this on an Angela, right? So,
yeah.
In a way, like you said, he's going to be half heal man, half hit man, and that's what he's doing on this Matilda. Putting the pressure there on Niall, but real quick, too, as nothing's happening too much. Emblem-wise, Renmar, take us through it.
All right, doesn't feel like there's anything to do. Oh, there we go, there we go. There's the TP party we're looking for. Niall still will get his purple buff.
Uh-oh.
But hey,
boy, in a little bit of trouble. Renijay not going to commit to try to get those hits. Probably wouldn't have been able to do enough damage, but BLACKLIST already so aggressive compared to last game, and this is what we wanted to see from him.
Yep. And you hear the agents. It's thunderous right now. Baloyski will not be able to take the buff away. Niall still pressured.
Marky too.
Marky pressured. Oh, here we go.
Every lane right now. GEEK Fam's feeling the pressure this time around.
BLACKLIST all. Oh, Baloyski.
Oh.
Very low. Should go down here. Brings out the wall. No! Edward finds the kill. A nice play. GEEK Fam now trying to recover here.
Yeah.
Okay, first blood drawn here by BLACKLIST.
Yeah, going back to the emblem real quick, actually we saw the double movement speed, feet, emblems. Yes, that's the way to say it now. This is how the kids say it. Baloyski on Baloyski's Grok. So really he wants to apply the pressure, move fast. We don't see that as often now, but with that Grok and how you want to play, that's the right call.
Ooh, you takes a wild charge. Baloyski able to take the turtle. They're going to back off. That's going to recover them a little bit after that first blood for the side of BLACKLIST, but the fight still goes. Edward in a little bit of trouble. Gonna get taken out. Luke picks up the kill. GEEK Fam responding back.
Yeah, looked like a little bit of a miscalculation there by BLACKLIST International. Now here comes the pressure by GEEK Fam. Gets Sensui defend his purple buff.
Now they're gonna try to go for this. Niall is able to take it. They get the stun on to Sensui, and Niall walks away scot-free.
Once again, you know, GEEK Fam biting back here, given the whole situation. So they find a way to even garner themselves a small lead here.
Yeah, wild charge there, right on time. And it looked like in that last one after that first turtle, it looked like BLACKLIST, or at least Edward wanted to commit, but BLACKLIST looked like they didn't want to full commit, so he goes down. They lose that control around the center of the map with a key figure going down, and then that means Sensui was open for the invade. So again, GEEK Fam is just continuing their playstyle and trend from game number 1. BLACKLIST International are matching it, but now we're seeing one of the strengths of GEEK Fam. They're so good at those post-engagement team fight, the counter go as we call it. Just when you think that teams say they won't counter go in this scenario, GEEK Fam will say, hey, we do, and we'll make it work.
Yeah, that's a big part of it. Oh, bottom side, Edward.
A little bit of damage on Edward, gonna get stunned up. The appraisal's wrath, and Edward is smashed down. Luke picks up the kill. Baloyski now in a little bit of trouble. Renijay, the hitman, trying to take him out. Undercover in the enemy jungle. Can he get the final hit? No, Renijay decides to back out. Gonna get pulled back in, a boy. And a little bit of chip damage, but both teams disengage.
So now we're seeing here GEEK Fam's adjustment. Luke is playing out of his mind here, folks. He is taking it to Edward, and at the same time, GEEK Fam are committing rotations into the XP lane because they know that when you're up against BLACKLIST International, one of the things you do is not just in the draft, but in-game, make sure that Agent Zero has a difficult time, because then that means the rest of BLACKLIST International will also struggle.
Yeah, still, Turtle gonna be up here. Baloyski.
Baloyski maybe in a little bit of trouble, does not have the wild charge. The full barrage comes out. Oheb forces a flicker back though. Luke with the bravest fighter. Locks on, onto you, gonna keep him at bay. Sensui wants to look for a way in. Trying to find an angle. Edward with the penalty zone on top of Luke. Luke gets the stun. Looking for Yue. Can he flicker out Niall? Able to still secure it, and Luke gets away safely. GEEK Fam playing out of their minds right now.
Woo! Stone cold. It's Luke. Man, we talked about his pickups. What hero you would give him? 2 games in a row on this Labo, and he's playing so well.
Still
going. What?
In a bad spot. Is this dangerous? He goes down. Renijay, the hitman, finds the kill. maybe got a little too confident there.
Yeah,
Thought you were gonna go Stone Cold Luke Austin.
I like that. I like that. Glass-shattering performance by the EXP laner of Geek Fam.
Hey, at one point, again, oh, that's a guiding win if I've ever seen one.
Yeah.
Ooh, but Beloyski wants to try to catch him
Oh,
off.
no.
He's going to look for Oheb here. Gets a wild charge and down goes Oheb. Rennie J trying to run away here. Beloyski and a boy put out the wall. They're going to back off.
Okay. Now, we see here Geek Fam are actually playing in bursts, and that's what we see with how Beloyski built the emblem onto this rocket, how he's playing it. And again, here's another burst of go by Geek Fam, but Nile.
Nile a little bit of
Tui.
trouble. The Appraiser's Wrath comes down, but Luke once again.
Oh,
He's going to get pinned to the wall. Beloyski, though,
Do
gonna
it.
start working on the tower. Luke still zoning them away. He gets a stun on it, too. Trying to get some more
Wow.
damage down. Gets some shield, but he finally falls to full barrage.
Oh!
Comes out, and he's
What?
locked onto several members. It's a lot of damage. A boy unable to get away today. 2 for 0. Geek Fam starts to decline.
It wasn't a full barrage, it was a guiding full barrage.
Yeah, a guiding full barrage, a
The
flying
GFB.
barrage, the GFB. That's the first time I've seen that, folks. I am speechless. That was cool.
It looks better than even the flicker, right? So,
Yeah.
hey, they made it work. Again, there's a back and forth, but still, Geek Fam leading by a little bit, 1.3K ahead. Blacklist International still 2, trying to find their first turn of the game. Once again, they don't want to be in the same situation for the previous game, right? They've got no space to work around with just yet. But it looks like they actually want to go ahead and contest this objective. Third turtle, Luke jumps in.
Luke continues to zone them away, keeping Blacklist at bay here. Nile getting free zoning onto this turtle. We'll be able to get that free, gonna put them a little bit ahead, but definitely Blacklist. We've seen them respond. We've seen their team fight potential here, but Geek Fam does not want to let their foot off the gas right now. Nile gonna try to steal this orange buff. It's a 50-50 right there.
Oh,
Beloyski
oh.
with the wild charge, and he flickers out.
Oh,
Wait,
what?
the penalty zone locks on. Wait, no, a boy here. Ready to
Oheb.
help him fight out. Another Colt Altar, another Netherrealm, and now boy on the run. But here comes Nile along with Markey, getting free shots down. It's a full-on 5v5 and full barrage. The response.
Go!
Down goes a boy. Beloyski forced to try to get away with a flicker of health. Sentui is there. Nile gonna try to help his teams.
They're still
The
going.
UA, they don't want to let him get away. Oheb there. Nile falls. Blacklist International trying to take the game back.
Folks, this is the matchup we expected. Geek Fam and Blacklist International are putting on a show. And here comes Geek
Luke
Fam
still
again.
going, stone cold as ever.
Oh!
Oheb able to dance around, no! Luke finds the kill, he wants more. Edward now on the run, he's gonna get pulled back by the Shadow Stampede. You as well, Markey.
Markey!
flickers in,
Nice.
gets the shot. Geek Fam, the game is back and forth, but they're not gonna let this one go.
Oh, just take it in again, back and forth. The pendulum swings between these two teams. And just when Blacklist International finds a couple wins, Geek Fam bites back.
Geek Fam, how they're playing here. We've given flowers to Blacklist International. We gotta give the flowers back again to Geek Fam. Luke 3:16, I baptize you with bravest fighter, but he who is mightier than I is coming, and that is the rest of Geek Fam. Time and time again, their condition for team fighting is the bravest fighter. Those 3 hits, sending back Blacklist. Geek Fam says, it's like you can hear them shot go, Beloyski's going, go, guys, go, just go for it.
Hey, it works, right?
It works.
It's great, no matter, just like the great Rocky Balboa says, no matter how many times you get hit, it's all about how you keep getting back up. And Luke right now,
Exactly.
willing to take punches to the face time and time again, but he always hits back harder. Lord now down to about 18,000. Sensui trying to keep the vision on it. Edward and Renajay showing up as well. Beloyski sitting about half health. They're gonna dance for this one. Watch for Markey,
good
making his
reset.
way around, and Lord will reset.
Okay, Lord gonna go ahead and reset here. Both teams getting a situation. Once again, Blacklist International. Space-wise, they don't have anything, right? They have to just play to the tune of the fact that Geek Fam owns more, basically, real estate around the map. And that's the difficult part, especially when you get to this point, right? Lord's gonna be up here. How do you find the space you want to work with? Renajay's trying to force something, but once again, Geek Fam will not fall for it. Lord now less than half health.
big knock-up on a Sensui there. A boy and the rest of the gang, the rest of the fam, playing this slowly. They got faith in Niall. They think he can get the 50-50 as long as the rest of the team is kept away. Rennie J looking for an angle, but Niall finds it. GEEK fam might want to try to force the fight. I think it might be better if they just back off. Blacklist, now want to go. Big penalty zone by Edward. On to 2, but Sensui gonna get the pin. Blacklist using the Nether Realm. 2 Nether Realms. The fight still continues. GEEK fam out. Rennie J forced the flicker away. GEEK fam now has the advantage. Luke finds Yue. Once again, he's gonna keep on going in. Beloyski there as well to have his back. A nice terrifying to Niall, but Niall's gonna back up. They're just gonna take the purple buff and take what they came for.
Big brain Beloy, that wild charge. Saw Blacklist set them up for what could have been a big win for GEEK fam. They weren't able to get kills, but at the end of the day, they got the Lord. A surprising call there by GEEK fam, specifically Niall, to just rush it to the point where Sensui wasn't even in retribution range, and I don't think even he expected that GEEK fam would rush it, take that Lord just like that, then go forward. Systematic aggression. GEEK fam are just continuing that again, but now if you look at the items, up to a Malefic Roar already. Is this Bruno? 3 core items locked in, but Oheb really close. Sea Halberd, DHS, Corrosion Scythe, both marksmen still very close here. And despite it being a 5K gold lead, these 2 teams already have their conditions. 2-1 GEEK fam, go for a stomping lead. Blacklist International to find a turnaround.
Once again, they'll be able to deal with this Lord quickly as they did. It was the first one of the game. They'll clear the lanes here too. But again, at this point, this kind of feels like that moment when, when you're playing games and you have your teammates yelling at you like push, push, push. Because still, no turrets down, nowhere to work with. So you're wondering, right? Blacklist International, where do we find this movement? Where do we find the space? Where do we find the space to rotate? Who is that going to be, right? Is it we wait for Oheb to be full glass cannon on this Ixia pick and work out here? Because even Beloyski, look how much damage he's just tanking up.
Yeah. But at the same time, I'm also looking at it as how much damage Blacklist International can deal now. Yue is up there in terms of being able to deal the damage. And that's something that the front line of GEEK fam are respecting. So now we've seen Beloyski and Luke be actually just constantly going to the front line, really trying to bait out things from the side of Blacklist International. But every time they do it, it seems like the more it happens, the more health we see them losing. So at some point, it might hit critical mass, and then suddenly GEEK fam are just going to be surprised. It's like, wait. We've gotten the vision, we've sent them back, but now we have to go back ourselves. Oh, Blacklist International gets to find a way to turn it around. That's something they have to watch out for.
Now they're really playing around this Matilda as well, of course. But Beloyski is doing work, man. He's everywhere he needs to be on this Grok.
Something else important to point out, the Beloyski curse is over. He hasn't died 7 times at all in the past 2 games, and he has been moving. Even now, he knows his advantage. He knows as long as he can keep his passive proc, it's going to be so hard for Blacklist to try to catch him off guard, and he can just stay in front of their faces right now.
Slower pace now for these 2 teams as they just play for macro. Blacklist International finally breaking that turret up top. Let's see if this is going to be a full commit.
They want to go for it, actually.
Niall's alone, actually. Penalty zone with the flicker from Edward. Locks on to Niall. Niall instantly gone. Boy brings out the Nether Realm. We want to try to help his friend, but he won't be able to save the day. Beloyski from the side with a wild charge to knock up onto Edward. Luke into the backside with the Brave Spider. Looking for Oheb. Gets a stun. But wait, the damage is unloaded and Beloyski goes down.
Luke.
Now it's Luke against the world. Marky looking for some free shots. No way Luke goes down. Slow as well. Blacklist to turn the game around and take the second Lord.
It doesn't matter if you don't have any turrets, you're down multiple thousands of gold. It only takes the 1-team fight, and Blacklist did it.
Like the Viper returning in Survivor Series from out of nowhere. Just like that, tables have been turned, and RMC are electrified yet again. And that came off of information that Beloyski was in the top lane, clearing minion waves. Blacklist said, we go for this now, and we turn it around.
And what a great play at that. Niall all alone, they were able to take him off, and that was it. Luke goes for another, balls against the wall play there, but ends up getting caught off guard. Blacklist with the game back in their hands.
With that, they're going to go ahead and grab a couple more of these turrets in the tier 2. It's now GEEK fam's turn to be on the defense. Backs against the wall here, but one thing's for sure. They have all the items they need to actually win this team fight as they get prepped up for the defense. But it will come down to playing around the full barrage from OHEB like we saw previously. Can they keep it together as the Lord marches in?
All right, BLACKLIST International. Do they play this safe or do they go for a huge play? GEEK fam definitely gonna play a safe. They just need to get the Lord out of here. They've only lost one inhibitor, but that will give BLACKLIST International an advantage over the map.
All right. Okay, BLACKLIST International can actually continue applying this pressure so they can get inhibitors, as we mentioned, get resources, start choking out.
Oh, there we
Oh,
go!
Penalty zone into the backside. Bloisky gonna get the wild charge on the tower, but the full barrage comes out. Luke trying to dodge it, trying to get out of range.
Wow.
GEEK fam with the Netherrealm, able to survive, but still lose one. Bloisky off the map.
That's literally covering fire.
Yeah.
Like that full barrage covering fire, immortality popped on Edward, and they keep GEEK fam at bay. So he stays with his life, and now the focus, this last base turret, to fully expose the base of GEEK fam. As they get ready, turret's gonna fall here, and they're happy with that.
BLACKLIST relentless right now. They've taken everything they can from GEEK fam. How do they respond?
As we look at the instant replay, GEEK fam now have to start dishing out more of the surprises, because now we see BLACKLIST International telling GEEK fam, hey, we can dish out surprises too. Surprise calls. You think we're going to be slower in terms of the back row? Hey, it looks like that you don't have your roamer in the Lord pit. We're going to go for the Lord. Hey, it looks like our XP laner can get a massive setup with a penalty zone. Hey, we're going to go for it. Look, your roamer's gone again. So now BLACKLIST are playing GEEK fam's game, and they're saying, we can do better as well, better than great. These two teams are putting on an absolute show, but it has gotten to the point where they have both proven one big play might be the decider.
Yeah, again, as we go ahead, get ready for this Lord take, it's gonna be pulled over to BLACKLIST International side. GEEK fam trying to get a position, but right now, Renegade just keeping them at bay the best he can. Netherrealm being held by UA here. Could change the course of the fight. Lord's gonna go ahead and reset for now. GEEK fam can still possibly steal the Lord away in this exchange against BLACKLIST International. They take things very slowly.
Yeah.
Marky's positioning also gonna be crucial here.
Yeah, you see the side lane minions of BLACKLIST International are going to get pushed out a little bit more. They have minion advantage there. In the mid lane, that's where Luke's Lapu Lapu is getting parked because he is in the best position to clear way fast, but at the same time go for a gank if BLACKLIST International decide to push forward. Come off from a pincer angle, 18, 16k, they're going to go for it.
Oh, Sensui is going to get knocked up there. Luke into the backside, locking on OHEB with a heavy spin, forces Nile away. It's a 50-50. Who's going to take it? Luke gets a three-man stun on 3 members of Bloisky. Saves the day, the big brain man. But now GEEK is on the run. BLACKLIST want to try to take him down. You take the Lord, but we take your lives. 2 members fall. BLACKLIST International. The Lord doesn't matter if we can take you all.
The Lord, but for what? One big play, but it was one big Baloy that got the Lord for GEEK fam. But BLACKLIST will burn this quick. They will have a 2-man advantage over GEEK fam.
Are they gonna go for this? The finish, the knock-up, the penalty zone misses, but Avoid takes a ton of damage. UA goes down, Marky trying to save the day, along with Luke. The full barrage comes out. Marky fires to the side. He's looking for more. Avoid back up. Luke there, the Shadow Stampede. Renegade looking for the knock-up. Able to lock on, but Marky's still there. Sensui in a little bit of trouble. They've saved the day. GEEK fam survive another wave.
What a defense from GEEK fam once again. Marky able to avoid the full barrage from OHEB, keeps them in the game as they'll know they make their way to the mid lane.
What a flicker that was from Marky.
Yeah, at the right time, Marky is deathless, the solution. They found a problem and they have the Marky to answer it. Now, BLACKLIST will have to defend. The back and forth, the seesaw, the drama. Is this where it ends? Or will it continue again?
GEEK fam goes in. They crack down the inhibitor and a wild charge paired up with the bravest fighter. Luke looking for the stun, but he's pinned against the wall. GEEK fam now on the run. Edward able to get the penalty zone, but out comes the Netherrealm. They're going to be able to get away from this. Luke in a little bit of trouble, able to dash back. Black there on the chase. The final barrage. Luke takes a shot to the face. Marky as well. GEEK fam in shambles. Blacklist International changing the fate of game 2. UA finds another one. Bloisky all alone. A boy back at the base, back at the crystal. Blacklist International, you mentioned the pendulum. Well, they are the swing.
It doesn't end there. It does go again. And now Blacklist have the right set unless GEEK Fam can defend once more.
All right, can GEEK Fam do this? They need a little more time. Edward able to get the penalty zone. They want to finish it. The minions locked down. The final barrage is for salt in the wound. And Blacklist International takes game number 2.
And it's 1-1, as we expected in the epic matchup between GEEK Fam and Blacklist International.
We do not get Super Bowl.